Hello, this is iRoxanneLady, and today I want to introduce you my secret love, and that is Trove. The Trove came out on Xbox about, was it 17th of March this year, 2017, or maybe I didn't get the date right. The main thing is it only just have come out like a few months ago, and I've been playing it and it's a lovely, lovely game. So what is Trove? Trove is an online role-playing game where you walk around, you kill your monsters, you get chased by giant lollipops and cute little dragons and fluffy things. So it's all very, very rosy and lovely and adorable. And there's really nothing to swear about in this game. But when you start playing this game, this is one of the most complicated games I have ever come across with, because nothing really works in the same way as they would do in a normal game. Nothing whatsoever. Even the leveling up in this game is so different. And well, I have come across with some newer players and they literally don't know what they are doing, what is that level, what's the mastery level. They don't know what it is. So what I have decided now is that I'm gonna do a little tutorial on how to play Trove. And Trove itself, it's easy to play if you when you start off with, but as soon as you start going, you realize there's so many things to know. So when you first create a character, you come to a page something like this, and it says there are objectives in the upper right corner of your screen, and there are not at the moment, that there will be, and that's the main thing of the game. It will throw you some ideas, some things to do in the game, some things to chase and some rewards to earn, but if you don't know what they are, what they do and what the rewards do, there's little use of it. Then the first steps you need to do is use L and R, which are L is one round button, the R is the other round button here. You just move them around like so to move around, and you can get, like, as you can see, you already get 5 what's it, flux or something, or coins, whatever the currency is here. See, this is already complicated, right? So you do that. So completing these will guide you through basics of Trove and give you awesome rewards along the way, which is great. Let's start doing it. So choose a class. There are loads and loads of classes in Trove. If you're a beginner and you don't know what to do, the best thing would be probably maybe a knight. Or the simplest of them all is actually to use a dracolet, which is a mix between a human and dragon, and you walk around with the flaming wand and a little dragon in your shoulders. So that's what we are gonna do, right? We are little dracolets. This is our little dragon there. And that is one of the cutest things you can find. You literally have a pet for life, because it never goes any bigger or smaller. It just stays there, and it's just lovely little things. So in order to move around, at the moment I'm using the R button, which is a look around button. You can go up and down, around, basically left is left, right is right, up is up, and down is down. No complications there whatsoever. Then we have the L button, which is a move button. Same thing again. You can basically walk around yourself and do what you want to do. Right. The only thing that they haven't actually told you to do is how to use a jump button. I don't know if it's something that you should know, like out of the intelligence of yours or something, I don't know, but they don't teach you that. So the jump button is the A button, or on PS4 similar button, one at the bottom here. I think it was an X on a PlayStation 4 remote, right? So yeah, these are the basic controls. You walk around, you jump around. Now, in order to shoot, there are 2 buttons here. One is LT, which is on your left hand, left trigger, and the other one is RT, which is a right trigger. So with the left trigger, you shoot with the dragon, and with the right one, you shoot with your wand. When you shoot with your wand, you power up your dragon. As stupid as it sounds, but that's the truth. It doesn't power up if you don't shoot anyone, so it's just cute little dragon, and when you go in a battle, it becomes a little glowing dragon. And the belly goes on fire. So first things first, it says your first fight. Follow the path to the cave, then use RT to attack your foe. Reward 5 flux. 5 flux. Flux is the currency in the game, so you earn rewards doing that. So let's go nearer the cave. Basically, you follow this road, right? And you follow this to the cave. Cave is up there, if you can see where my cursor is. That yellow door there is the cave, and this is what the Trove game calls a dungeon. And dungeons are scattered all over the maps everywhere, and you literally go in them, kill the bosses, and get rewards, get items, and get things for it, which is, yeah, it's self-explanatory. But if you're just starting it out, you don't know what this game is all about, do you? Right. And then the other thing is, once you have done something good, you earn rewards. How do you get the rewards? Because you want to see what you've gotten. So on the Xbox One remote, you have this stripy little button, as you can see in the bottom of the corner there. You press that and it gets your menu up like so. And over here you have loads of different options. And at the moment, you are only interested in the one that says claims and shows the present, because it's a present for you for completing things. So when you click on it with the A button or X button on PS4 remote, then you can see what you have earned. And then when it's kind of shiny light, then you haven't really gotten it yet. But if it's dark like so, then you have already claimed it and you don't have to do anything with it. Right. Okay, the other thing is, to go out of any menu, you need to use a B button, or it's a circle on PlayStation 4 remote, I believe. Right, use the B button to get out of any of those windows except for this chat window. Chat window is one complicated window. We don't touch it in this episode, but maybe sometime further in the future, because you don't really need it, to be fair. The text is really small to read, and it just goes too quickly to understand what goes on there when you're a beginner. So just ignore it for time being. There's nothing really that useful there. Everything useful is on your screen, to the right of the corner. Right, so yeah, let's go and get rid of that mob then, which is your first fight. So, and there's one thing I've forgotten to say. In Trove, you have mounts. And mounts are horses or cars or boats or whatever you want it to be, right? Basically. So when you push that L button down, it flicks you onto the current mount, which is a horse. Yeah. And with that, you can walk around faster. You can jump with it using the jump button, right? And you can jump a few times in midair. There's no restriction other than, well, there is a restriction. Currently, I can only go and do like 2 jumps. But when I go around, find some things that give extra jumps, they can do like you can do 30 jumps in midair. And that's what makes it so special. This game is kind of like a mix in between a Minecraft and a Super Mario. Because it's made out of boxes or blocks, and it's everything is so round and fluffy and adorable. So yeah, it's kind of like Super Mario in that respect. So let's go on our horses. We don't need the horse while we go into combat, because as soon as we start fighting, the horse will disappear, but you can always get it back. Right, the other thing, okay, let's go and fight them up then. Let's go and fight them up. This is the boss that will chase you, want to hurt you and kill you and things, right? So when you die, right, if a mob hits you, yeah, I have 172 lives. If the mob hits me and if you die in this game, basically you don't lose anything, absolutely nothing. You don't lose experience, you don't lose items, you don't lose anything other than your location. Because if you traveled a while, then you're quite far out. And when you get killed like that, then you basically, it's just gonna be teleported. As you can see, my screen goes red. When the screen goes red, then this is when it's difficult. It's dangerous then. You're about to die. Right, awaiting for resurrection, or press X to release. X is that button here, and I think it's a square on PlayStation 4 remote. So basically you press that once, and you end up back where you started from, or back where your last waypoint is, or yeah, the waypoints and things are the are the difficult bit in this game. So let's go back to the thingy. Let's go back to the mob in the dungeon there. Take the horsey with us because that goes a bit faster than just walking, right? And then when we go in there, let's not let it to kill us. It's a really cute looking little mob there. But if you just go there and, sorry, that's enough. Right, if you go there and press both buttons down like this, right, just hold them down. That's the best way to fight. As you can see, our little dragon has gotten on fire and we have accidentally blown the chest up already. So when you kill a boss in a dungeon, every single time it will, the chest will pop up. Kind of a yellow chest, sometimes a different color depending on what level you're in. And then when in order to open it, you shoot it. You shoot it open with whatever you have. You have swords, weapons, wands like I have, or bows, guns, cannons. There's all sorts of weapons in this game. And once you've blown the chest open, it will give you loot. And the loot is something that you can wear, that you can use, or you can just get rid of and get points for that. Right, and that's what we'll go through in the last episode. So you pick them up by pressing the X button, holding it down, or square button on PlayStation 4, I believe. And you just pick them up by either hitting it multiple times for multiple weapons, or just holding it down. Mind, you can't pick it up when you don't see it. Right? Or you can. Sometimes you can't, right? It's a complicated one here. So if you can see them, then you can pick them up. That's definite, right? So once you pick them up, you probably want to see what you've got. It says open your inventory by pressing the up button on the directional buttons, and then A to equip. So when you press this once, just once, it opens your inventory and you can see whatever you have gathered here. Right, and how to read what you have gotten is another thing that you need to know. Every time you pick something up, you get the name for the weapon, the power rank for the weapon, and it says what it is. If it's a common thing or uncommon, rare, legacy, whatever it is. There's loads of things there. And then underneath it, it says what it's doing. And this one here has 26 magic damage, 2 energy regeneration, which means it will regenerate the energy that you use to blow your flames, which is what it does. And it facilitates travel to realms beyond normal perception. This is just a punchline for the weapon. This is nothing really important, but they have put it there to make it more interesting for you to read and to interact with it. So, and also underneath it says it's not in your collection. Right, what is a collection? I will go through later on. Collection is another thing that you should know about, but yeah, it's not really that obvious, isn't it? So we have at the moment 2 ones. Which is better? The other one is 22 magic damage and 1 energy regeneration. Well, it's quite easy, quite simple. That 22 is less than 26 and 2 is more than 1. So this shaman's shoomstick is actually a better weapon than this psionic surge caster, right? But if you have like a bag full of items, which happens very, very, very often because there are like how many slots here? Like loads of slots, right? Then on the left of the big screen here, you can see a tiny little screen with little 2 important items there, which is plus 12 magic damage in green and plus 2 energy regen in green, right? And that shows how much more it gives you compared to the things you already have. So you don't really have to go through and start calculating, like remembering all the stuff, staves and hats and weapons and faces you're wearing. Yes, you can wear a face in Trove. That's it. You can wear a face. Right. And it's much easier that way when you just look at the little screen there and it says plus 12 magic damage and it's green, which means it's bigger than your current stuff, right? And so let's go and equip it with a button, right? We have equipped it, and as you can see, the old stuff appeared in our inventory. We have new stuff in our hands, but you see what happens with the little window on the side of the prescription window. It's gone all red, which means it's all lower than your current stuff you are equipping. So as you can see, we have the strongest stuff available at the moment equipped. It kind of follows the rule of a normal game. The better weapon, the stronger you are, the more quicker you can kill the mobs, and the more levels you get. It's so true up to a level. Then after that, there are other things that will change everything, and what you equip actually is almost irrelevant. Right, so let's see this weapon. It's a lovely, adorable mushroom weapon underneath our little dragon. Beautiful. Now we also have gained a present in a corner there, so let's see what we have. Let's go to the claims. We use that little stripy button here. I don't know what it is on PlayStation 4. I haven't got the remote with me currently. I do have PlayStation 4, but I haven't got the remote with me at the moment. But you just basically, you press the little stripy button. It gets to this menu column here where you can see what things are and where they are. And then you go into claims with the A button. And here you can see what you have claimed today. At 12:53 we have some 5 flocks, and then at 1 o'clock we have 5 flocks, and then 1 o'clock 5 flocks, and another 5 flocks at 1:04. So it's all recorded in what you do here, and you obviously move up and down with the L button. So, and to close it you press B or 0 on PlayStation 4 remote. Right, and now it says to travel to the hub world. We can travel to the hub world, and there are a lot of people there. This here is a tutorial island. Once you leave this, it's not really accessible unless this is the window where you need to write down the tutorial, and it's a complicated process to get back onto the tutorial island, but you can do that. But I think this is enough for today. I think this is enough for a tutorial for one day. This is a very, very, very basic tutorial. Before we leave, in the next episode, we are gonna talk about other things like materials and what else we can do, because there's loads to do before you can get to the hub world, basically, because there are different blocks here and mining and all sorts. So we'll do all of that in the next episode. But now I have to say goodbye because time is finished. So if you did enjoy this, please give a like, and I will see you in the next tutorial then. Bye bye.